wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building, Swizzy.
Zone. Y'all smell like new money in here. This building is crazy.
If Swizz say he smell new money, then we must really smell like new money.
Something must be smelling new
Swizz know what new money smells like.
Absolutely, damn it. Yeah. Well, Swizz is here. Now you decided to drop a EP.
You back in your music bag.
Yeah.
What got you back in the bag?
I got a phone call from my Virgo brother Nas 2 years ago, and he was like, "Yo, I need you to do me a favor. Mass Appeal is representing the Hip Hop 50th, and we're doing something with producers." And I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "Primo gonna do Volume 1, you'll do Volume 2. I think Hit Boy and a couple other producers." And I was like, "Okay, let's do it." But I'm telling you, like, the 2 years went so fast. I got a phone call. They was like, "You're up next for your EP," and I'm like, "What?" And so I'm not gonna lie, like when he first told me, I wasn't taking it serious. Like I was like, I'm gonna just get 5 songs off the hard drive and just whatever. But then, like as it got close, I was like, nah, everything count. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't come out and just put anything out. So then I started taking the project serious, and here we are now.
Well, the crazy part is, if you was up against a deadline to have Jay Electronica album on a project,
Yeah, how did you catch him?
That's dangerous. That's cutting it close if you waiting on a Jay Electronica record.
I was like, is that a Jay Electronica?
Yo, let me tell you about, and we love Jay Electronica. He's a very special guy.
He is.
So I dropped the commercial for the EP. I get a call from Jay Electronica. Yo, I gave you my word. I told you I was gonna give you a verse. I'm ready to do it. Like, what we doing? Like, I need you to change the track listing. So if people notice, one track listing came. He wasn't on that track listing.
Right.
He was on the next track listing. This is the fastest I ever seen him send music. So I was happy that he was inspired by what he was seeing.
That's dope.
And was just like, yo, he gave me the verse in 30 minutes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. And so you had to send it to him.
Huh?
You worked with him in the studio, or you sent it to him?
No, yeah, he was in Egypt somewhere.
That's what I said, because usually he in Mexico somewhere.
Absolutely.
Egypt,
he in
he's traveling
Egypt somewhere.
everywhere.
How do you pick who you want on a project that's only 5-6 songs though?
It was pretty easy. I actually liked that amount of length for music. It's easy to digest. And then, I knew I wanted to put Nas on it. He invited me to the project. And then I also wanted to work with some of the younger artists, because I talk to them every day. We don't necessarily talk about music, but it's just like, you know what, since we speak every day, let's have some fun as well. I speak to Dirk, I speak to Boogie, Fabio, we kicked it with him from when him and my wife did the track. Bandman Drew, I like what they got going on in Jersey. And then also, going to Jay Electronica. I just wanted to make like a little gumbo, just to like have fun and be inspired myself. I didn't want it, because it's the Hip Hop 50th, I didn't want it to just feel super nostalgic. Like I'm trying to move out of that space actually.
Now, what about Scarlett? I see you worked with Scarlett.
Yeah.
Scarlett
BX.
is a new artist from the BX. That's the video I posted a couple of weeks ago. So how did you get up with Scarlett? I met her for the first time a couple days ago.
Yeah, she a good person. She a good person. I think that, like the song that she got out now is amazing, but what made me like that song was the other styles that she can do. I'm like, oh, okay, she could do DMX, but then she could do Lauryn Hill. Like that's special. Like when you find somebody that's like super versatile like that, that's not just one lane, one way. Like she can go like 5 different lanes, and that's why I was like, I'm an executive producer of a record. I always wanted to do something like that for somebody from the Bronx anyway, and this is like the perfect opportunity.
Are you doing her whole project?
Yeah.
Wow. So she signed you, or?
Nah, I don't want to sign nobody. But I want to support. I'm an executive producer, the whole thing.
I think she's going today to sign. I think she told me that Tuesday she was going to hopefully close a deal. So I told her I would play the record in the morning for her on her way to her deal. So hopefully she closes that deal.
Probably helped her close the deal. If Swizz EP in the whole project, they probably let's get that closed.
She got a lot of options on the table. I could just steer her in the right direction, but you got to let the artists do their thing as well. And she's a very, very smart girl, and so I think we're going to see something great from her.
When you say the city sounds like, do you feel like this is what you want the city to sound like, or you feel like this is what the city sounds like now? Because the city's missing production.
I want the city to sound like.
Okay.
That's how I said this is what the city's supposed to sound like. This is what the city's supposed to sound like. I just because like when I was coming back and forth to New York, it didn't sound like I was in New York.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It sounded like I'm in Atlanta, or it sounded like I'm somewhere else, or in Africa now too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like as much as possible, I want to contribute those records that, that just feel good when you're riding around in the street. You get off the plane, you turn the radio on, you hearing something that make you feel like you back home. Like us having that identity in New York is like very, very important. Like people used to just travel here just to get that energy and go back and make their music. You know what I'm saying? But you can't just complain about it and don't do nothing about it.
Right.
So like that's why like even the Scarlett track with Benny and Kiss, like that's on purpose. Like the KRS drums with it is on purpose for the boom bap.
The Onyx sample.
Yeah, the Onyx sample. Like all those things are like purposeful because so you can put that identity like, oh, this is like a New York song. Like, just trying to get back to that. But now New York don't, like even the music don't sound like that no more. Like my kids could care less if the KRS One or whatever drums on it. They listening to what they listening to. But I still gotta give people like some of the authentic energy because I come from it.
How come you think y'all never got backlash as Rough Riders? Because there was a time where your production it felt so New York, but it still had that bounce to it. You know what I mean? Like, why do you think y'all never got flack? Because you see a lot of artists now like, oh, you sound like you from the South.
I don't think they wanted problems. They probably, you know what I'm saying? Like, but people used to always like, I used to hear it through the rumblings. Like, nah, that's not real New York. Like, that's this. And, we put Juvenile on Down Bottom, that's when I really was feeling it. It's like, nah, that's like, what's that? Because Atlanta wasn't like what it is today. They was like, yo, that's that Bama stuff. And they used to talk all crazy. I'm like, yo, we the sound got to go everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I felt that it was New York because Drag was on it. And I produced it. It don't get no more New York than that. It don't matter. It shouldn't matter who the feature is. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm the New York producer for the Mass Appeal Hip Hop 50th. But I got Dirk on it. You know what I'm saying? There's different artists that's not from New York. And I'm just like, nah, like everybody don't gotta be from New York for it to have a New York energy. Like I'm the New York energy.
Now, what happened with Verzuz? I know one time, Verzuz was everybody was all in with you and Swizz and you and Tim. And then you said stop effing with Verzuz because it was a problem with Triller. So
I never said stop effing with Verzuz.
That was the feeling. So what happened with Verzuz and Triller, and is everything worked out now? And are we gonna start getting some more Verzuz back?
We definitely gonna get Verzuz back. We're in a great space. I actually like that we took a time out. It was getting wild. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was becoming crazy. But this time when we coming back, we're gonna give you a full calendar, bigger verses. Well, I don't like the word bigger verses, but just still unique verses that the people want to see that they probably thought they wasn't going to get. And so my thing is like with me and Tim is like I'd rather us take our time and come back like with an amazing schedule that people gonna go crazy and y'all to see this very soon. And then also with new management, like with a whole new like take it serious. Like this started out in our basements, and then we turned into BET like overnight. So we had to take time out to be like, listen, we have something special here. Like let's treat it like that. And then also let's show the artists how to treat it like that. You know what I'm saying? Showing up late like how I did today. You know what I'm saying? But treat it like how you treating those other shows that you're not getting nothing from technically. You might get a beautiful trophy, but like this right here, your streams going up 700%. Mostly every artist that did Verzuz, they've been on festivals and tours since Verzuz. It actually helped artists. And so like, my thing is like, how can we come up with a new schedule? How can we have a real showrunner, like treat it like for real? And I think that when it come back, it's gonna be a breath of fresh air, even without us talking about it. Verzuz, I hear about a Verzuz every day. Not that all of them make sense, but I hear about a Verzuz every day.
It's good conversation.
Yeah.
It keeps the culture talking. And what happened with Triller? Did y'all and Triller work that situation out?
Y'all sued them, right?
Yeah, we definitely sued them. We definitely got to a settlement, and I feel that me and Tim are in a great space now, like a very good space.
So is Triller still involved?
Yeah, as of right now, they're involved. Yeah.
Are you excited about some of the ones you've been hearing? Of course, JD and Diddy, they say that's a go. I hope that's how y'all relaunch it, right? But then you hearing about 50 and Wayne.
Yeah. What you think about that one?
I mean, I think it'll be good, but I think Wayne will win, but I think it'll be good. you know.
Yeah.
And I love Fifth, you know.
I don't know. I feel like that's a weird one for me, but the people definitely like. It's not. I'm not using my personal judgment on the person. If the people want it, we're gonna try to do it. But I just for some reason didn't put 50 and Wayne in the same verses.
I don't even know how that happened, but you know, it's like I tell everybody, it doesn't matter how many songs. Sometimes it don't matter the catalog. And me and you spoke about this. Is the songs that you pick and what you do. Because you know we've heard people we thought. I always go back to the Lox Dipset. Everybody thought Dipset was gonna wash the Lox because they had so many records that play on radio, so many cultural records. But that night, the Lox took it serious.
But that's what makes 50 and Wayne so interesting because they can both do their commercial joints, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But then when they get into their mixtape bags, both of them, with freestyles and everything else, it's just like, whoa, that could be a special one.
I agree with that. I see where you're going with it. I think for me, maybe it's like because when you see 50, he's not a small guy. Wayne is like he's a small guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but powerful with music and powerful with his success. So I don't know, like maybe it's the visual that's throwing me off with that one. Like maybe I got to sit down and see both songs, but you know, 50, a guy asked him what we need to do.
Yeah, I seen him the other night. He was like, I don't think Swizz think I like him. I was like, nah, I don't think that. And then Scarlett was there. Scarlett was like, no, Swizz actually said hi to you when I spoke to him earlier.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I don't think there's no problem. What about, you know, one time we were all talking, and I heard behind the scenes that I was going to get done. I don't know if the conversation stopped. Nicki Minaj and Lil' Kim. We kept hearing that.
I think that
Is that voted past or is it a possibility?
I can't say it here. I can't say it.
So it's still a possibility.
Yeah. I can't say it here. Yeah, but just know that if you're gonna wait this long for verses, if we're gonna have you wait this long, it's gonna definitely be
Worth it.
worth the time.
Right.
Like if anything people know about me is like if I'm being quiet, like things are happening. Right? And so I just felt that once again that it was important for us to take a break and actually organize what we have and actually understand what we have. You know, because things be moving so fast and you just so caught up in the matrix and it's all of the hype and you leaving so much on the table. You missing so many amazing opportunities to really monetize what you've built and put your time into. Like, and I think it's healthy. It's the same thing I did with No Commissions. Took a time out. It's about to come back in 24. I actually know what I have. I actually, you know the flaws that was in there and then give people a better product. You know, and not just something that was like for COVID. You know what I'm saying? Because it happened way long after COVID versus as well, but like a lot of people connected with COVID. And then we got the documentary that we've been shooting with Lena Waithe since the first.
The Verzuz doc, yeah.
Yeah. So that's you know, Gifted in Black. When people see that, that one's going it's going to make people really think different about us. You know what I'm saying? Because like wow, this is all happening. Like, there's cameras on, so you getting to see the real artists, you getting to see the real fans, you getting to see people in their house getting dressed up. Like people was getting dressed up in their house to go for a party in their house.
That's right.
That's real.
Yeah.
Nah.
That like that's like wow, like fully dressed, like going shopping, like pulling out white suits.
Nah, he was making nights of it. That Jill Scott, Erykah Badu one, because those are my wife's two favorite artists. You made a night of that. Like, you know, this is
I want to see part 2 of that. I want to see part 2 of a lot of them that didn't really have like that, the big stage, you know, the people that wasn't in front of each other. I want to bring those back for sure.
Oh, now would be the time to do that because Jill and Erykah on tour this summer. Yeah.
You
know, I wanted to ask you too, man, you know, rest in peace, X. You know, you've had time to grieve, but I wonder, like, when you go away on vacation, and it's been a little while now. What are your thoughts about the good brother X? Like, what do you reminisce on?
I just don't, you know, honestly, it don't even feel like he's gone. You know what I'm saying? It just feel like he's just way on his, just somewhere chilling. And then, you know, like the anniversary of coming around, I'm just like, whoa. Or I speak to his fiance, I'm like, whoa. Or I speak to his son, I'm like, whoa. Or I see a video, or I scroll through my phone and see pictures, and it hit me, you know. But the thing that make me feel easy about it is because he came to me, you know, like I seen him in my dream. He came to me, and this was like super quick too, and he let me know he was good. And I'm not big into like, I'm the person that'd be like, he ain't coming to see you. Like, what you talking about? He sound crazy. I seen it. I felt him. I can smell. Like I just couldn't hear him talk.
He looked young. He looked young.
He didn't look. He didn't look young.
Like?
He looked like how he looked.
Yeah.
Like he looked like from when I last seen him, and that's what was making it feel super real. I was like, yo, he was watching South Park.
In the dream?
Mm-hmm. He was sitting in front of the TV watching South Park. I came and like grabbed him, and we used to always wrestle and just play around like little brothers. And so I wrestled him to the floor, and we wrestling, and he's laughing, but I can't hear him. I just could see him like, you crazy? Like, then he got up and he like grabbed both of my arms, and he just looked at me and was like I'm good. And once I seen that, you know, like my energy started changing. I was like, okay. Then I seen an X in the sky, like at my crib. I was come outside, it was like an X in the sky. I took a picture of it and posted it too. And I was like, oh, this is crazy.
Was it somebody cliff diving?
Huh?
Or was it somebody cliff diving? Because I know from Swizz's crib, there's cliff diving. Like you can see people cliff diving off the side of the mountain. Was it one of those people?
Nah, this was real. This was like an X in the sky, like a plane did. It was super high up in the sky. But yeah, like ever since then, I just felt good because I couldn't hear Stop Drop. Like every time they played Stop Drop, it would like break me down.
Why that record in particular?
I have no idea. I could listen to any other song, but for some reason, Stop Drop would like take me out. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. But then after I seen him in the dream, that went away. And that's how I gazed. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh no, I've had those. I've had people pass away, and you see them in a dream. That's why I like to see that. I feel the same way you feel. You see that, you be like, okay, I know they good.
Yeah,
you know?
It was deep though, because it never happened with my grandparents, like people that I love. I never seen that. You know, that was like, it was like we sitting right here, and I remember it like very clear.
Do you feel like the X story has been told like the way it needs to? Like, is there a period on that or?
Man, I don't think that the story's been. I think the story's been chopped up. Like X told me his story. Like I know his real story, and I just think that like when the time is right, it should be done like proper. Like like how you would see the NWA story, how you would see a Pac story.
Oh, word,
you know what I'm saying? Like X story needs to be delivered like that because it's for real. Like X been through like so much, and just seeing his story, people gonna want to change their life, and then people gonna want to be inspired to do certain things, and like it's educational. X was like very book smart. Like like Mike Tyson. Like I remember I went to Mike Tyson's house, and he just had like all these books, and he was just turning pages and just reciting pages. I don't know if that's a jail thing, but X and Mike Tyson, like they were very smart. And books that you would have never even known they was reading. I'm like, what? How you know about it? He's like, nah, I read that whole book 3 times. I'm like, what? Like X was like that, like very prolific. And he just was a good person. Like he had like this rough aura about him, but like he was more like he was like a teddy bear. You know what I'm saying? Like the bark was his musical energy. But he'll sit there, watch South Park, play remote control cars,
planes,
play video games. Like he just wanted to be a kid.
What about musically? I know you got I'm sure folders and folders of X music.
Yeah, I got. I revisit a lot of people want me to put out X music, but I just think that like I think we should organize the music that he already put out. Like organize that, revisit that, and put that out in a proper way, package that right for the people that they can have that experience, and then get into like the other songs and different things that he got laying around, and and just let it happen organically. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that it could get dark.
Yeah, I'm sitting there thinking like, there's no way you could do a DMX biopic because who's gonna play DMX? I've never met a human like DMX in my life. That was a different type of spirit. Like,
man,
like he was a one of one.
My brother that Michael was the brother that played DMX. That passed away.
Michael Williams.
Yeah,
Michael Williams. Yeah,
he could have played DMX, which is why we had him in the tribute. And rest in peace to him too. Yeah. That is crazy to me. Because we was thinking about doing a play and he was going to play DMX, and this is why he was doing the tribute. And I remember him saying like, "Yo, I'm doing this tribute because me and DMX is more alike than you think." And I was like, "Nah, I could feel your energy." Like it felt like I was looking at Dog. Like I'm not gonna lie, like that was. I don't think nobody can get closer than he was, energy wise to what I've seen. X. You know?
Now, what producers out there you feeling now? You listening to? What producers you think got it?
I like what Metro Boomin is doing a lot. I like what Hit Boy is doing. I like that he's taking the risk, you know, not only messing with his genre, but like going and doing these volumes with Nas. There's a lot of producers I like, you know what I'm saying? But I do urge the producers to like work on their identity.
What you mean?
Meaning like, you know, without a tag on some of the songs, you won't know what producers is which.
Oh, that's real.
See what I'm saying? So like, that's just something that carried myself, Tim, Pharrell, Dre. Like you can
Just Blaze,
Ye. Like you can hear those beats with no tags on it and know
Primo, yeah,
what it is, right? And so like a lot of people like they get on me with like my snare. I'm tired of the snare as well, but it's just a part of the signature. And those are certain things that you're doing that people know like, oh, that's a Swizz beat, whether I'm doing an ad-lib on it or not, right? And I just feel that, you know, your identity is going to carry you way longer than just having a hot song for the moment on that artist. Because when that artist decides to move away or whatever, like it's just going to be harder for you to climb that hill if you don't have that signature sound. And the person that's sitting right over here can loop it up real quick and just do, you know, and I don't know. I just think that's why I say I like what Metro's doing. I like what Hit Boy's doing. Mustard got a sound. You know, like there are producers with sound, but I just want more producers to come with their sound and step in the front, like and be the superstars themselves. Because a lot of producers, you don't even know what they look like.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's dangerous.
Really?
Yeah.
Why you think it's dangerous?
Because like I just feel they leaving a lot on the table. You know, like yeah, as a producer is an artist as well, right? So like how Metro can do what he just did at Coachella and be a headline, like as a producer, like why would you leave all of that on the table? Like you should be the superstar as well, like, and you don't even have to rap. And I just feel like they leaving a lot of money on the table by just, but you can't identify what they look like. You can identify they sound by a tag. But I guess people just want to play the background. That's cool too.
That's interesting though, because like when you look at people who could be on the Mount Rushmore of producers, it's definitely people who step to the forefront.
Of course.
On purpose, you know?
Facts. It was one of the best things I ever did was move to the front. Like a lot of producers that I came up with, they feel like they don't get their just due, but they was also being quiet. They wasn't really fighting for it. You know what I'm saying? So like once again, like when the person didn't know what you look like, they don't know what, you don't got no tag, you don't have no identity, it's gonna feel like you're not getting represented. You're not representing yourself. Right. Like, you know.
You think you being a DJ helped with that too?
For sure.
Because I remember hearing Jay say that one time. I forgot what he was talking about. He was like, Swizz will get the dancing on you and scratching and turning around, you know?
Look, I used to stand on tables to sell my beats. You know what I'm saying? Like you go in that room, because people's ears are so numb. When you go to the labels, they so jaded, everybody's so numb, everybody looking for the next. They don't even know what they're looking for. So you gotta like show them like they missing out on something. Like I even had to come up with a strategy to be like, yo, I did this beat for such and such, but I'm gonna just let you hear it. And then that person ended up wanting to take that beat. They pay more the whole thing. So I had to like use different strategies because artists don't really know what they like most of the times. You know what I'm saying? Like as a producer, they want to look to their front over here. They want to look. They looking around the room. They want to feel the energy. So I was like, oh, I got to bring the energy. So I'm breaking down, like I'm making the choruses for them. I'm giving them the flow. I'm telling them what it could be and making them visualize. They think about being at the party. They think about a chick that they got waiting outside or something like that. So my job was to make it easy for you to just plug and play, right? So like most of my music had no samples, had the chorus in it already. So all the artists had to do was fill in the blanks. Like that's how I really got so much work done because I was doing the work for the artists.
Now, you mentioned Jay. Are you and Jay back in the lab working at all? Because people have been saying that you got a bonus track that you haven't released yet, and I don't know why, but people are assuming it's a Hove record.
They're always assuming it's Hove. Hove is very, very rich and is enjoying his family and is enjoying his time. I'm not even gonna bother Hove right now. I'm not even gonna. Like, you got to read the room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The man is the richest he ever been in his life today.
Mm-hmm.
Let him enjoy the vibe that he's on right now. He gonna get hungry, and I'm gonna be available. And that's everything is just timing with Jay. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just a mastermind. Like, he won it every day. Like, he'll call me and just give me 50 bars. I'm like, what we doing with that? Nah, I just finished working out. I'm like, okay, but what we doing with that?
Right.
And it's like, I don't know yet. Like, his Rolodex of music, he's very, very prepared.
So he just called a rap for you?
Yeah, just like, yo, check it out. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just sitting there like, man, we dropping this tomorrow? Like, what we doing?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, nah, I just finished working out. I just got some off my chest. I was like, okay, that sounds like more off your chest. That sounds like what the people need.
Did you hear?
How'd y'all get so close? I don't think people talk about that enough.
I know Jay since I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I met him through my Uncle D in his office. And that same night, we went and did about 4 or 5 songs, If I Should Die, Coming to Age 2, Jigga, and a couple other songs that never came out.
Y'all did all those in the same night?
Same night.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a cassette. I had a cassette with like 50 beats on it. And he played it. And was just like, and then D was like, yo, Jay say he want to go into the studio tonight. I'm like, what, tonight? He's like, yeah, he vibing with a couple of songs off the cassette. And we never stopped, like, since then. Like, it's just been since then.
Those are classics. That's when he must have been working on Volume 2 then.
Yeah.
Hard Knock Life, yeah.
Yeah, he was working on Volume 2.
Wow.
Another record that people don't talk about is it's one of my favorite hip-hop records ever, the Why We Die with XJ and Busta.
Oh, yeah, that joint's crazy,
That
too.
shit is nuts. Like, people don't talk about that record enough.
Yeah, he got a lot of gems people don't talk about. He got a lot of gems. Him and Nas, too. Nas got gems that people don't, like, you got to dig in the crates and be like, yo, like, you don't remember he did that? Like, nah.
You remember the Why We Die session, or was it y'all didn't do that together?
No, I don't think we did that one together. Because Jay was moving quick. Like, you know, he was, like, officially the first person I seen not write music. Because I was like, it was bugging me out at first because I was just like, how is he doing this so fast? Like, how is he writing like this? And then when I seen him in the studio, like, he didn't have no pager out. He didn't have nothing out. He just was, pull that back. I'm like, he's writing right now. He's like, yeah, he don't use paper. I'm like, what?
That's wild.
You know what I'm saying? I heard Big didn't write, and then I started seeing Kiss, like, not use paper. And I just was bugging, like, how do you write without using paper? You know what I'm saying? Like, Jay's in the Hall of Fame for writing and never wrote lyrics.
That's crazy.
So Kiss don't write now?
Nah.
He used to?
Kiss stopped writing on paper a long time ago. Like, years and years. Like, during the Rough Rider main era, Kiss wasn't using paper.
So Kiss just come in there, same thing. Just let me hit a beat and just go.
He just walk around. You just see him sweatsuit on, just walking around, doing some like this with his head, just walking around. Pull it back. I'm ready, and then he just go in.
Oh, that's something he must have learned that from Big then.
Yeah, I think so. I know Big was the first one that I never seen Big do it, but they was always talking about. I remember them coming from the studio and be like, "Yo, Big ain't use no paper. He's an alien." You know, like, that's one person I wish I had to work with was Big. I seen him in Atlanta. We was at Atlanta Live, and I remember he had the Land Rover, like a burgundy Land Rover. And then I spoke, D introduced me to him, and he was like, man, like, one day we gonna get up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do something with your beat, Shorty. He kept saying, Shorty. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And I never seen him again.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I always want, you talk about you talk about Hove, X, Kiss. What do you do with all this unreleased music? You just say you had 2 songs from Jay that y'all never put out. Like, what do? You just got it sitting somewhere? Like,
but he got those early songs. He has those early songs. I don't really have too much Hove laying around like that. He's pretty purposeful. Like, if he's doing something, it's going out. Yeah, it's going out for something. It's not like Guru probably got it. Guru probably got the stats for Hov. I don't have the stats for Hov. But I do have a lot of unreleased music. And it comes in handy sometimes because sometimes you need that artist and be like, you know what? I got this right here. And it's like, all right, let me change this, let me change that. So 90% of the work is done. Right? So you definitely need to have that archive.
And when you had them versus conversations, what's your thoughts? Like I know we had Jim up here a couple of days ago and he was talking about different verses, right? So he was talking about Drake and Jay. And, you know, I think he was saying that
said Drake is the greatest rapper of all time.
Right. Now you being a guy that's been through so many sessions, so many decades, what are your thoughts on that?
On which part?
Greatest of all time.
I think like everybody's the greatest at a particular point. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Drake fulfilled a level for this generation that is great. You know what I'm saying? Like changed the game, strategically did it in a way that was financially amazing for himself. You know it's good when everybody's trying to sound like you. Like that's you know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty hard. Like just like how everybody trying to sound like Jay at one point. You know what I'm saying? That's a great moment for Hov. And I think like when you mention greatest of all time, it's like a lot of things that you got to factor in. You know what I'm saying? Because like if I'm thinking like the greatest of all times, it's like how do you judge that? Like do you judge that from the business moves? Do you judge that from how many records sold? Do you judge that from the consistency? Do you judge that from the longevity? Because like if we're gonna talk about that, I definitely got to go to LL. You know what I'm saying? Like LL, like that man is. I never seen a run like that.
And he coined the term. He coined that phrase. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like LL has been doing it since Rock the Bells.
Correct.
And still getting new money today. You see what I'm saying? And still look great today as well. You know, and lyrically, when he was competing, he was coming with smoke for sure. Made songs for the women, made songs for the streets, made anthems for the stadiums. You know what I'm saying? Like Mama Gonna Knock You Out, and not to go too nostalgic on different things, but it's just like when I'm thinking of like greatest, I'm thinking like of a lot of things. I'm not thinking about like who's hot like at the particular moment, because I don't think that's fair, because we saying all time.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And so like Jim could feel like that because of how he's basing it. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a couple of people. I don't think it's one person.
Who's your top five then?
My top five?
Alive. Take Big and Pac out.
And X.
Damn.
Nah, it gets your top five. You can't do that. You gotta be top five dead or alive.
Because everybody always throw Big and Pac.
That's why they say dead or alive on purpose.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm bad with the top fives. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm bad with the top fives because I say the top five and get in the car and be like, damn, I need to go do this back. And people take that top five.
They take it serious.
Serious. You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes these lists are bullshit, because you never know who's giving the list. You never know what their top list is on. But somebody like yourself who's produced for a majority of these artists,
and you produced half of the time that hip hop has been around.
Correct.
The other half you was a fan. That's why something you said just now hit me, because it's like that is true about somebody like a LL. Because when we say greatest of all time, the key word is time.
Time. Yeah,
so we got 50 years of hip hop. That's why I love Kendrick. You know, salute to Drake. I can't put them in that yet because I feel like it hasn't been enough time. Something like, 11 years, 12 years?
Yeah, but we said with Drake, right? Drake, when he dropped that album, somebody said the other day. Like
those are the mix. We went
2008 or
So Far Gone? I don't know.
It's a long time.
That's a good run, man.
That's a great run.
That's a good run. Because like for me, if you ain't did 10 summers, you ain't even in the conversation. Like that's how like out the gate.
Real,
like just to enter the gates, you need 10 summers. Right? But for me, I feel that like to really, really, really be that person, you got to be hot and cold at least 5 times. Meaning you have to come off your run and reinvent yourself again. Come off that run, reinvent yourself again. Come off that run, reinvent yourself again. Now you in deep waters as far as like those great words and all times things are concerned, because, you know, everybody can move when it's pretty outside, but when that snowstorm comes, do you got the right coat on? Can you survive that? Did you bring your gloves? And I watch Jay do that. I watch Dog do that. I watch so many artists, and you guys watch so many artists come back and be like, oh, and then we watch artists that can't come back. That was you couldn't even walk next to them, and now you don't even care to talk about them. You understand? So coming up from that, that's impressive to me. Like when you can be the biggest, and then go through a little bit, and then come back out bigger, go through a little bit, come back out bigger, like that means that you really, really here. Like you really who you say you are. And the people feel that, and the people going to judge that. But it's going to take you being creative to do that. You understand? And that's why like I do so many different things. Like the conversation in 2023 about me is not the same as 98. That would be a failure.
We talking camel racing
Camel
when it comes to
racing.
Swizz. Swizz on got camel racing.
Let's talk about that.
teams.
How the hell did you get into camel racing? Like where did that come up? Like I'm gonna get into camel racing.
It's my camera racing. This is a little prototype of the jacket right here too. Nah, just for me, like traveling to the Middle East, particularly Saudi, I would always see the races, and I was bugging because I never knew camels ran. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Lie, I didn't know that either.
Like, when you look at a camel, you thinking the camel's slow, and so we was up late just watching the camel races. Like I'm like, yo, and everybody that I was around, like they had a team, and I was just like, damn, I want to actually do this. And then they was like, if you did this, you'd be the first American to ever own a camel racing team. And once I heard that, I was like, oh, I'm in. But it wasn't like that easy. It took me like a year and a half to get certified with the federation and go through like the process. I started off with 8 camels. I got about 48 now. We got about like 22 trophies. Which is huge. Like, we won in Kuwait, we won in Abu Dhabi, we won in Oman, we won in Bahrain, we won a lot even in Saudi. And it's a traveling team, and a lot of people like laughed at me a little bit because like, yo, what is Swizz doing with camels? I'm not gonna lie, like it's probably gonna be like the biggest thing I ever did is get involved with that and make the federation global.
Is that lucrative?
It's serious.
Wow.
It's serious. Like the prize that the last race was like the prize was like 90 million.
What?
Yeah, it's like not dollars. So it was probably about almost 30 million.
U.S.
Yeah.
Did y'all win?
We came 5th place. we got a little check, you know what I'm saying? Like we got a little check, but just being in that particular the first Alula race, just being in that race, that's serious for the brand because it's the hardest race to get in. This is all of the top dogs. You know what I'm saying? And the people that own the team, like they're mega bees. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is not no joke. Like they got thousands of camels. Like I don't got thousands of camels. And so to be in that race was like, it was super special. And yeah, Saudi Bronx. I gotta get y'all the merch.
that is dope.
Bronx.
Yeah.
Swizz, you always seem content. Like you don't, not content. I don't know if content is the right word, but you don't seem like pressed. Like you seem very comfortable with who you are and what you've done. You don't see that in a lot of people.
Yeah, I think that like I don't know. People do be seeing heavy, but I think that's because of the people's surroundings as well. Like the way I live now is I live on vacation and I go to work.
Dope.
Right? like I changed my whole mindset of just living at work every day. You know what I'm saying? Like no escape. Like they train us to work, and then we gotta kind of find a vacation. And then I seen like a lot of my older peers want to start living at 70. And I just like, yo, like he's dressing like my kids at 70. He got a 20-year-old girlfriend at 70. He just bought a brand new house at 70. Like, you trying to live at 70? No, I want to live now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we go so hard. And I've been doing this successfully since I was 17. I'm 44 now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when we going to start living? Like, when I'm 60? You know, like, life is too short, and I just choose to just do different things. And I used to have like a lot of people's weight on my back. out of love. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you gotta let people do their thing as well, because what'll happen is, it'll just, nobody will grow. If they could just call you every day, yo, it's only 5,000, it's only this, it's only that. Okay, it's only that, then why you asking for it then?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I had to like start saying no to people. I had to just move the chessboard around, because like I was living for everybody else. Like I wasn't living for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I was giving people in the street more time than my kids, and that's retarded. We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So now my time is balanced more with my family. And then when I see my friends, I love them all. It's cool. But before it was the opposite way, and we're trained to be with the homies, and we missing all the games and all this stuff. Because like, even what Nas said in Runaway, how he was explaining that
Destiny,
he wasn't the best with Destiny. I feel like that with my oldest son. Like I'm making up that time today as we speak. See what I'm saying? Because like I thought because I was paying, he got all the fresh this, the birthday parties out of control. And then you sit down and you'll know that none of that mattered. It's like, yeah, but the time when I studied for my play, you sent me a gift to congratulate, but I would have rather you sit in that seat. That hit different.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And so all the materialistic things the kids don't care about. Especially like they live with you. Like they not in the Bronx. They not growing up in the hood like we did. You know what I'm saying? Like they on them planes with us. They on them trips and boats and all that stuff. It's normal to them. It's normal to them, right? So like you can't pay your kids off. But what you can do is pay them with quality time. You know what I'm saying? Playing a video game. So my hands is hurting with Egypt. Going to KJ, taking him to his track meets and early in the morning, just making the time.
Yeah, no, that's the most difficult. I mean, it was funny earlier. My wife was hosting, so my daughter FaceTimed me, and it's something about dad's love, right? So my wife didn't make the game yesterday, and I didn't make the game yesterday.
Oof.
She gave my wife like, okay, Mom, it's okay, but Dad, how come you didn't make the game? Like she was really into it. You heard her today, right? And she pitched. This is the first time she pitched. And she was like, and you didn't make the game?
Ooh.
So, it gives you a funny feeling, you know what I mean? But today, they got games. I'm going to be right at that game. Yeah, right at that game. Won't miss it for the world.
Is Egypt still producing?
Yeah, Egypt is turning into something different.
Okay.
He's turning into something different. His mother put a lot of time into him. Like, I've really seen her pass him her gift, like, specifically. I think he might be giving her a run for her money at this point.
Really?
Yes. Because he play every day. And so, like, he practiced probably about 6 o'clock. And everything just gets quiet. And then you hear, like, an opera. And you hear, like, some every day, like, where he's playing on the piano is just blowing my mind. Sometimes I go upstairs and look, I'm like, is that him? Or is that her? And it's like him.
Wow.
So now he's taking songs that he made, that he learned, and now he's flipping them. Because he's like, I'm tired of playing like all these songs the same way. So he'll make it harder for himself to do it. And I think he came out. He did Jennifer Hudson show. He comes out on today actually. Yeah.
How old is he?
Egypt is 12.
12. Wow.
It's happening too fast.
And how
It's happening too fast.
That's how it feels.
I had to think about it for a second. You seen my partner? 12.
It's going fast. I was going to ask, how's the marriage life? Because you on the road, wife's on the road, kids have activities. How was that?
It's great. I think that like for me, like having like a balance is key, and having stability is key. And like people don't understand, like stability is really the key. You understand? Like my wife organizes the program. I'm able to be a good father because she's sitting with Mo. And they coming up with the schedule, and I have nothing to do with it.
Same way.
You know what I'm saying? I just like, yo,
be here at 3.
This is this, that, boom. Oh, this is the doctor's appointment. Okay, boom. This is this, that's that. Like, and my wife is on it like she gets a kick out of like, I think that's the white side. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like her white side is organized. Like she don't play, and it made me be a better parent. You know what I'm saying? It made me be a better husband. Like, we got rules that we can't stay away for longer than 2 weeks. Like, you stay away after 2 weeks, like, you come back home, it's like meeting a new person. And we don't like that feeling. You know what I'm saying? So like, if she's on tour, if I'm anywhere, 2 weeks is the max, and you really want to come back like in a week and a half. You don't even want to stretch the whole 2 weeks. And so, you know, the key thing is like making time. You know, because I was explaining to somebody yesterday, I was like, look, we can make the time. If I called y'all, any one of y'all today was like, and you got your daughter's game, and I'm like, yo, Envy, I got 50 million. I need you to come here right now. I got 50 million for you. You're going to find a way
Yeah, you're right.
to get to that 50 million.
Right.
And you're going to explain to your daughter later how you know, this helped everybody. Our kids and our family is priceless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like I had to turn down a lot of money and still do to be in front of them. 'Cause we don't get that time back, you know, and it's like it's priceless.
That's right.
And I just want to say the black side can be organized too. I can already see Twitter thumbs getting crazy. You know what I mean? You know?
The black side is definitely organized. You know what I'm saying? Monique is black.
Mo is black.
Mo
That's
is
right.
black.
Word
Mo is
up.
black.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shout out to Mo.
yeah, we 18 years. Mo been with me for 18 years. The last week make 18 years.
Wow.
Shout out to Mo.
Unbelievable person.
Nah, more good people.
Well, the album is out right now. The EP is out right now.
Hip Hop 50 Volume 2.
And we appreciate you for joining us,
I
brother.
wonder who they gonna get next.
Anytime.
You know who they gonna get next to do it? I didn't even realize this was gonna be a series. I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, I remember the premiere one.
Yeah.
They had that Fire Rhapsody and Remy record on there. But I'm like,
I think Hit Boy might be next.
Hey, boy, next.
okay.
I think Hit Boy next. I think Tim might do one. I think it's gonna be a decent little run.
Okay.
That's dope.
But I'm not stopping. Like this is like, for me, I was like, if I'm gonna come outside, like I'm not gonna just do the Hip Hop 50th and just go quiet. I got like 4 more projects that's lined up.
You got Scarlett.
I wasn't even counting that. But
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, I wasn't even counting that.
So who is it?
It's just personal projects that I'm
Okay.
putting together.
Compilations like.
Yeah,
Alright.
but I want to keep them sweet and short, just like this. I don't. People like, yo, this should have been 13 songs. Y'all know y'all not listening to 13 songs. I'm not listening to 13 of my damn songs. So I know you're not listening to 13. I think 6, 7 is a good number, because the attention that you're gonna lose all those records. You know, it's just like, yeah, what's the focus on this right now? The focus is Say Less. I think the video come out today with Dirk and Boogie, and then we shoot the video with Scarlett, Benny, and Kiss, and then we might do Runaway or we might do the Wayne record. But by that time, we already in the middle of the ocean, right? So 13 records for what? I'm not doing those no more.
Well,
Is it still hard for you to clear samples from Jay? Or it's like, nah. You know,
Nah, Jay actually loved the record. Like I sent it to him. He was like, yo, this is crazy. Wayne is out of control.
did Jay do a verse of it?
Mm-mm.
nah,
I don't know where that came
just a
from.
sample.
I know where it came from. I think I kind of started that because I put featuring Wayne and Jay-Z.
Jay-Z,
Oh.
yeah.
Everybody
I'm-
started saying Wayne and Jay-Z, Wayne and
Yeah,
Jay-Z.
like, I'm like, Jay-Z's on the chorus, but I sampled him on the chorus. You understand? Like, let's be clear. Do I want Jay to do a verse on it? If he's up to it. But like I said, you know, that man is enjoying his life. I'm not calling him about no record right now.
All right.
Maybe next week.
Next week. Well, the Swizz Beatz. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Zone.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.